Hello, today I'm going to talk to you about peer observation, a tool for professional growth in education. Peer observation is a professional development practice in which colleagues observe one another's teaching with the aim of providing constructive feedback and promoting reflective practice. It is typically non-evaluative, focusing on collaboration and mutual learning to improve teaching strategies, classroom management, and overall effectiveness. According to Bell and Cooper, peer observation of teaching involves colleagues observing each other's teaching with the aim of sharing and reflecting on teaching practices to foster professional growth. Pros and cons of peer observation. The pros is that it promotes professional growth, provides diverse perspective, encourages reflective practice, and improves teaching strategies. The cons are potential discomfort or anxiety by being observed, risk of subjective feedback, time constraints, and possibly resistance to constructive criticism. The steps of peer observation are planning. You need to set goals and objectives before the peer observation and select a focus area. Is it going to be classroom management, instructional strategies? Then comes the observation. You conduct the observation during a live class by using tools like checklists. The feedback. You have a meeting after the observation to discuss the findings constructively. Then the reflection. You reflect on the feedback and create an action plan for improvement. Here is an example of a checklist. It's a peer observation teaching form. The observer is going to observe the learning environment, learning engagement, and is going to take some notes. Session management and teaching methods. My experience with peer observation. At my workplace, we determined that our main challenge was classroom management. That's why we decided on this topic. Then we developed our observation checklist and we proceeded to do the observation. Here is an example of our checklist. We have classroom environment, teacher behavior, student engagement, and communication. These are my observation notes. After observing my colleague's class, I took some notes regarding classroom environment. The rules were displayed, visual aid was present. Some children occasionally wandered between stations without clear direction during transition times. Regarding teacher behavior, the teacher greeted students warmly. There was positive reinforcement, like verbal praise. It was observed. Also, the instructions during activities were sometimes repeated several times before gaining full attention. So these are some of the challenges. Students' engagement. Students demonstrate understanding of routines. Most students were engaged, and a small number of students frequently needed reminders to follow classroom rules. Regarding communication, the teacher used age-appropriate language to explain the rules and expectations. The teacher maintained a positive note even when she was addressing misbehavior. And the teacher used vocal cues to get students' attention. The suggestions. I suggested some transition time, singing a transition chant like a tidy up song can help students understand the stage of the activity they're in. And counting the steps. To avoid repeating the instructions constantly, the teacher can number the steps of the activity. Number 1, coloring. Number 2, cutting. Number 3, sticking. So kids by themselves, they can count and remember what step they're in. After I performed the observation, my colleague observed my class, and here are her notes. Regarding the classroom environment, all the visual aid was present. Teacher behavior, the teacher was warm, the instructions were clear, there was given reinforcement with gestures and visual aids. There was positive reinforcement like verbal praising. During high energy moments, such as after break time, reestablishing order took longer than expected to some kids. Students' engagement, they seem engaged, most of them. A small number of students frequently needed reminders to follow classroom rules. Regarding communication, the teacher used clear and age-appropriate language, and also I maintained a positive tone when addressing misbehavior. Nonverbal signals like hand signals or clapping patterns were not consistently effective in regaining attention. So my colleagues' suggestions were, in high energy moments, implement calming techniques after the recess, such as breathing exercises or a short mindfulness activity. And to gain students' attention, to use a consistent signal, such as raising hand or using specific sounds. In the reflection stage, based on the observation notes and feedbacks from my colleague, I developed an action plan to address the key challenges identified during the observation. One major challenge was maintaining students' attention after they had been engaged in an activity for a while. So to tackle this, I adopted my colleagues' chant, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, followed by kids repeating 1, 2, 3, eyes on you. This strategy proved to be highly effective as the students responded enthusiastically, redirecting their attention to me while enjoying and the interactive nature of this chant. Another significant challenge was facilitating smoother transitions between playtime and lessons. To address this, I introduced regulatory activities using mindfulness videos tailored for young learners. These videos were played during the break time, immediately following the playtime. Another significant challenge was facilitating smoother transitions between playtime and lessons. To address this, I introduced regulatory activities using mindfulness videos tailored for young learners. These videos were played during the break time, immediately following playtime, and before the start of my lesson. Initially, some students found it challenging to follow due to the language barrier, but with consistent use, they adapted well and began to engage more comfortably with this new routine. These adjustments have had a positive impact on classroom management and the overall flow of the activities, so I continue to use them till now. In conclusion, the peer observation is a valuable professional development tool that fosters collaboration, reflection, and growth among educators. By observing and providing constructive feedback to colleagues, teachers gain new perspectives on their practices, enhance their classroom management skills, and adopt innovative strategies to improve students' learning. This process is not only strengthening individual teaching abilities, but also cultivates a supportive learning community focused on continuous improvement. When implemented with clear goals, mutual respect, and a focus on growth rather than judgment, peer observation can empower educators to reflect deeply on their teaching, embrace feedback, and take actionable steps towards professional excellence. Ultimately, it benefits not only teachers, but also students as it promotes higher quality education and more enriching learning environment. Thank you.